Well, hello there. All right, so we're here today and we're going to talk about this girl here, Celestia. I know her banner is about to be going away here, and that is a big sag, but she will be coming back through, banners in the future, as well as the Exchange Center pieces that'll come in a couple months, as well as you'll be able to get her with the 5-star tickets, which you can get through events as well as through the Summoner's Pass now. So that is a pretty cool improvement to the Summoner's Pass. So we may have missed her this first time, but it's definitely something you want to focus on getting in the future if you don't have her already. She has really bolstered my account quite a bit. In many different ways. So let's look at Celestia real quick. And the biggest problems that I've been having as a Cleef main have been Challenge Arena, especially Auto Challenge Arena, right? Because we do know that Auto is coming. So we needed to figure out some more teams and some more ways that we as Cleef can survive in an Auto Challenge Arena situation. Another place that Celestia has really helped me is in World Boss. I did post my Triple S as Cleef World Boss run, and I've done that now twice, pretty successfully and without too many runs, having to do too many runs. So it's worked out pretty well. Let's first take a look at Celestia herself and kind of take a deep dive into her. So my Celestia at the moment is only A11, I believe. Yeah, my Celestia is only A11. I should have gone ham on this banner, and I might still go a little bit farther with this banner in order to max her out to A15. I also do have her artifact at the moment at A5. I went ahead, spent a couple crystals in order to get a little bit more on her artifact. Her artifact is pretty strong. It's going to give her an additional mana every now and then, as well as a shield. So that is pretty nice. So it's actually a pretty big bump. So looking at her stats overall, she is obviously not crazy. I'll put up on the screen a screenshot of a good friend of mine who has a really well-built Celestia. As you can see, the HP and the defense are quite a bit higher, and that is what you want to shoot for as much as you can. But really, she is a support. She doesn't really do any debuffs. She doesn't do anything like that. You want her to be as tanky as possible. So your stats are HP, defense, resistance, and if you can, evasion. That's all you would care about on your Celestia. Preferably energy / guard, endure or resistance runes are fine, as well as some of these foresight runes. If you happen to have really good stats on those, that can work too. So any combination of those runes should work as long as you can get the stats where you need them to be for your Celestia. Okay, so Celestia is a healer, right, primarily, and she does healing based off her max HP. So build her with a lot of HP, you'll be good. Her first skill here, very basic. Second skill, well, I should say basic skill, basic attack. Her first skill here doesn't do a whole lot for us because we aren't going to be using this too much. But if you do have her off soul link, it is nice that she does remove all harmful effects and heals a single target. So removes all harmful effects of a single target, right? And heals them by 55% of her max HP, which is going to be quite a lot. This next skill, this is the one that we really care about quite a lot. Recovers the HP of the team member with the lowest current HP ratio. So it is a single target heal. Not ideal, but that's not really what we're here for. She decreases the skill cooldown of team monsters within the area. Okay, so all your team monsters within the area, not your allies, just your team, and increases the ultimate gauge of the team summoner. The recovery amount is based on its max HP. So she does recover people, which is nice. In some ways is better than Elenoa for that particular reason, because she does do a little bit of healing, which Elenoa doesn't. So as a Cleef or a damage dealer summoner like Orbi or Soletta, this can be nice to have that little bit of extra healing while still getting some of those benefits that an Elenoa might give you. She decreases the monster skill cooldown by 40%. So much like a Tion, right? She is going to reduce your skill cooldowns of all of your monsters. She also increases the ultimate gauge by 15%. This is a big one too, especially for World Boss. Okay, let's look at probably the most confusing part for people. And I remember we were debating on stream quite a bit when this first came out, but her passive says, increases recovery given if its HP is over a certain ratio. That ratio is 70%, meaning if your Celestia is above 70% HP, she is going to do a little bit more healing than she would naturally. Okay, she also suppresses the skill cooldown effect by 100% of your teammates, right? or of your team members. So not your other friends, just your party, right? She also suppresses the ultimate gauge effect by 100%. So what does that mean? She's not suppressing her own, right? She is excluded from that, excluding herself, but you can't bring certain monsters with her. So certain really monsters that are big for that. Tiana, she does ultimate gauge up with her skill here. So that's not going to work if you bring Celestia along with her. You can't bring a Tion with her. You can't bring your Eleanor, right? There are lots of monsters on your roster that likely do the skill cooldown down effect. Let's go take a quick peek at some of those monsters. I know specifically one that we all love. Let's look at Eleanor here. All y'all Eleanor simps. So this one right here is the big one, skill cooldown down. There's a lot of monsters on the roster that you're going to see that are quite heavily used in the meta. So you can bring them, just know that that aspect of their kit is not going to work. So your Eleanor's out there, even a little bit of your ragdolls, some of your beast riders here, got to watch out for that. Celestia is also going to suppress the ultimate gauge up. So things like Tiana, Eleanor, of course, your beast rider here, got to watch out for using some of these monsters along with your Celestia. All right, so let's go ahead and figure out how are we going to use Celestia. So let me first start out with World Boss, which is where I first started using her. Again, she's only been A11. I'm probably going to summon a little bit more on her banner just so I can get more Celestias. All right, so this is my World Boss team right now. This is what got me Triple S. I also had Wind Beast Rider. She was only at A11. And she was in this slot. I was experimenting with Windy, trying to get a little bit more damage. I think it works. It kind of doesn't. It was about the same for me. Either way, this slot is up for debate for me. But if you don't have Certitius here or Certites, there's a lot of other options you can throw in here for additional support. But this is the team that I run with. The core here is going to be my Cleef on Windstaff, as well as my Celestia, my Vertiheel, and then my Perna. For most people, Perna is going to be your primary damage dealer. Some people are running Argon. Some people are running Sigmaris. That's where your big damage numbers are coming for. Sigmaris, by the way. I have yet to build mine. But the rotation is a pretty simple rotation, and I'll link to the video where I post my Triple S run, and you guys can see the rotation. Essentially, the idea is you just spam Celestia. You continue spamming Celestia's skill. You never have to worry about Perna or Vertiheel. They are constantly using their skills, like constantly, never not using their skills, because Celestia is reducing the skill cooldowns by 40%. And you pop that twice, and they literally already have their skills back already. Then, like the big damage teams, we swap to our Vertiheel when we have ultimate, pop our Vertiheel ultimate, and we then switch back to our Celestia and spam that skill again, bringing back our ultimate gauge almost instantly, and of course, reducing the skill cooldown of our monsters. Occasionally, I throw in a Perna ultimate, especially since Vertiheel's ult actually lasts for quite a while with this artifact here. So I can actually do several ultimates within the time that Vertiheel's skill is up. So I like to throw in some Perna ultimates as well, just to get that additional damage. But that is my team. If you want to know more about the team, I'll try to make a video in the future about it, or just catch me on stream. I'm sure we'll do it at some point. All right, let's go look at the part that's actually really been fun, has been Challenge Arena. As you guys know, Challenge Arena is a little bit tricky, especially with auto coming. So we have to watch out for auto. With auto coming, we got to be a little bit more big brain about how things are going to work for our characters. We have to understand our monsters. We have to understand our AI. And we have to understand how everything's going to interact with each other. I am not a big brain gamer like many of you are, so I do appreciate a lot of you guys in chat and those that are helping me out get better at this game. So chat has recently showed me the deadly duo, especially for Cleef, of the Celestia plus the Juno. Celestia, Juno, Cleef Waterstaff, and you can kind of throw in whatever you want here. I have Genos. I throw in Lynette a lot. You can throw in, you know, Kumar for some silence. You can throw in a lot of different things in this third slot. Kind of counter what they have would be the best thing for you. So like in this particular instance, they do have something interesting here, which is the Astar. So I honestly probably would go with a water warrior of sorts. So maybe even the Garu. I know a lot of you guys don't have the Garu, but if you have a warrior class monster, that would be probably your best bet here as a third. So I'm going to go and throw in my Lynette just so you guys can see it. But the main key here is Celestia. Yeah, Celestia, Juno, and third. So this is going to be full auto. We're going to go ahead and press battle start. We want to make sure that our auto down at the bottom here is turned on to where the first skill of Celestia is not going to be used and only the second skill is going to be used, right? So this is what I got. Use Soul Link 1 is off, use Ultimate on, and use Soul Link 2. That's what we want. So once that's it going, you're going to see the grind here. Celestia is going to use her skill 2 quite often, which is going to reduce the skill cooldown of Juno. And as you guys know, Juno's her second skill cleanses off the entire monster and heals the entire team, which is very useful. And she's doing that all the time, as you can see. Not only is she healing everybody and cleansing everything off, she's also stripping a ton of stuff, which is doing damage through burn and continuous damage. And also, Juno gives us mana. Juno gives us big mana, sometimes between 3, 4, 5, 6 mana even I've seen, where we can instantly use Celestia's skill all over again. So it's just a consistent cycle of utilizing Juno and Celestia, and then whatever your third is to actually kind of put out that damage. So let's try this one right here. This one's a little bit on the lower side. So let's try something a little bit higher. This is 845. This looks like a little bit tougher of a defense. We're going to go ahead and throw this one in here and see how our defense fares. I am going to throw in my Lynette. They have a higher power than me, so I'm allowed to play with my LD toys, right? The water staff is kind of important on Cleave. It is going to apply attack down to the entire team, or at least everybody that's within range. As you can see, Lynette's doing a lot of pulls and pulling everybody in, and so is Ophelia on the other side. The Juno and Celestia on the other side are doing their thing, and as Cleave, I'm able to constantly put attack down to make sure that I survive, everybody else survives, and I'm also able to provoke to keep the damage off of my team as best as possible. And then Cleave also does a lot of CC with his skill 2. So as you can see, we kind of came a little bit close here and there. You do have to watch out. There are certain teams which I've gone up against, which, you know what? Sometimes they're just better. They have significantly better rune quality. It's a good defense. I recently went up against, I go up against triple LD defenses all the time. Really, really strong defenses, 850 plus K defenses. Sometimes, you just yourself don't have the rune quality for it, but this team has allowed me to completely auto like 95% of the defenses I run into now. Defenses that are higher than me, defenses that I would have skipped previously, even trying to manual some of these defenses, I would skip them because they were too scary, right? They were just too scary. Here's a Kina with a really scary set of defense. This is actually a defense that I run, yeah, this was an offense that I ran all the time until I switched over to this one. Now, obviously, I love the Lynette because she's really good. She does root, she does defense break, she does strip, she does pull, she does a lot of things. Really, really good LD. Has really changed my account quite a bit. So as you can see, root is, as usual, an extremely dangerous thing. My Juno was rooted and therefore was not able to come over and heal. Juno has to move in order to heal. So as usual, root is extremely good and extremely punishing. So I try to bring root myself because it's punishing. But that's why the Juno wasn't healing for so long. She was stuck rooted over there for quite some time and was not able to run over to me or any other teammate to heal them. So I'm going to play a a bunch of matches, some really high level matches, me on stream, just kind of absolutely getting blown away by the power of this composition. It is not a one size fits all for every situation, but it is definitely something that has really enhanced my enjoyment of Arena, especially knowing that auto is coming soon. I hope this guy's helped you out a little bit. Hopefully those of you that do have Water Fairy, go build her. If you don't have Water Fairy, you can summon on her real quick. But then she will be coming back around here soon enough. So hopefully you guys can get your own Celestia. And that's going to be all for me. My name's Topher Smurf, telling you to keep on gaming. I have my Water Fairy built. She's done. She's ready. I mean, does she though? I don't know. She's not like crazy well built, but... Struggling with World Boss, I feel you some. I feel you. Water Fairy, Fire Paladin, Lynette. So which one? Is it Juno Ophelia or is it Water Fairy Ophelia? Pork loin and mashed potatoes. Hell yeah. Sounds delicious. I'm trying to find the best auto team. That's because, you know, auto's coming here very, very soon. All right, I'm not mad so far. I know this is a tough defense. So instead of Lynette, what if I brought counter like that? I know, right, Psalm? Auto with Cleef? Insta-lose. Interesting. Indeed, the one and only. Interesting. I know, right? I feel the same way, Psalm. I feel the same way. And I just, like, I'm probably going to switch off to Heath just for the fun. All right, this is an 840 defense. Maybe I should build my fairy to actually be good. Wind Fairy's past... Wind Fairy... I don't think so. Because Wind Fairy doesn't do reduction. She just does the suppression on the ragdoll. That was the purpose of bringing her. And what do you do here? So, what do we do here? Obviously not Juno. I appreciate it, guys. I got the no Juno part. If I had like Ethna or something, it'd be kind of nice. What if you don't have Lynette, right? Well, you just lose. If you don't have a broken LD, you just lose. Well, he's saying the key there is Juno and Water Fairy, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that. Lynette is helpful because she does land the defense breaks and the strip and stuff like that. But you're already getting strip out of Juno, so honestly, something that lands kind of consistent defense breaks feels like that should be what you should focus on. Like, in this case, I'm a little scared of the back line. Like, a lot scared, actually, because Cleef. So we can switch back to Juno for this. Well, we'll try without Lynette, yeah? We'll try without Lynette. I mean, what about a front line like Vanessa? Hey, quick flips, thinking. I mean, she's horribly ruined, but, yeah, whatever. We'll take her. Right, Psalm? Yeah, the Genos is pretty strong. But there is Varad. Varad is extremely good. He is different. I think in some ways Varad's better. Somebody was talking about Auto Arena not being able to control what they do. I think you'll still be able to have this. You'll still be able to turn this on and off. That's true. AV for World Boss. I don't think she's a must-have, but she definitely makes it nice. Like, I never have to worry about that team. Yeah, Fire Fairy is honestly very similar to Vanessa in a lot of ways. That's true. Genos might be better because, you know, we're already getting hella strips from Juno. Yeah, it definitely kind of collapsed. I've been sleeping on Water Fairy. Speaking of Eleanor. I think the Vanessa could be a good, like, a good one because she does quite a few things. She does some attack ups. She does a little bit of healing with the continuous recovery. She does the defense breaks, obviously, but she also revives in case they have like an assassin or something like that comes back and deletes her Water Fairy. In a lot of ways, like as a cleave user, she's almost better than Eleanor in World Boss because you get that little bit of healing too. Because that was one thing that I struggled with was when I was running like Tiana or something, I just had no healing. There was always something that was going to kill me and I needed healing. Hey, pretty good team. I forget if it was Martin or Mayavis. You guys both were helping me out with it, but appreciate that. That'll make my life a little bit easier trying to get a couple extra points out of Arena.